Hello everybody, this is Master One here today. Well, I'm doing kind of a tutorial on TNT cannons. So yeah, this is going to be a tutorial on TNT cannons. I have a couple of cannons set up and I'll actually be building one here. So there's three things you need to know about a TNT cannon. You need to know the power, the timing, and the strength. For example, I'm just going to borrow this one. The power is represented by the TNT. It can either be dispensers or it could be literal just blocks of TNT. The timing is going to be your redstone repeaters, and this is going to be how long until the strength TNT is set off. Now, for this simple cannon, it's a power for timing of 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's a second, 1.2 seconds, and a strength of 1. So yeah, I use this command for dispensers and I'll get into that in a bit, but I'm first going to show you how to build a basic TNT cannon. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to start with a simple U shape like this. Then you want to expand it, let's say at least 3 blocks out, but you can go about 5 to be safe. Now at the end of the U, you want to put a slab. Again, it doesn't matter what blocks you use as structure or what slab you use, you just have to use one of them. Now just put blocks at the end like so. Now, before you do anything, place your water at the start of this U, or at the very bottom if you're looking at it from a top-down angle. The reason why I'm going to have this down is in case we accidentally light one of the TNTs, it won't blow up everything. Next, you're going to be placing redstone. You're going to place redstone at the bottom of the U and on the right side all the way except for at the end. You do not want it touching this block at all. So you just leave one there. Now come to the other side and just place repeaters. You typically will want to set them to at least 2 ticks because this will be 1.2 seconds. You can set them higher and you can have as many repeaters as you want in a chain. Just make sure the chain is no longer than the redstone length on the side, because redstone can only go 15 blocks from the highest point. So because we're placing the button here, as long as this has current, you can extend this as far out as you want, and I'll give it a lot more power. So with this one, all you need to do is just put TNT here, TNT there, press the button, and, well, watch. Explosions! Very satisfying. But, as you may notice, well, it's kind of time consuming. You gotta, manually reload this every single time. And it also doesn't go far. Well, this one basically does the same thing. I'll launch it off, because why not? Boom. And goes about the same distance. Now we can get into dispensers. You can actually use dispensers instead of just placing the TNTs you would normally. So all you're going to do is you're going to have the same setup, except for on this left side, you're going to replace a dispenser and just chock full it of TNT. And where you normally have the TNT, have dispensers right under it, lined, or like so, and filled with TNT. Now you can place one here, but I have run into some issues placing one here, so it's typically best just to place one around where we have. So now I can press a button, watch it go off. Ah, yes, satisfying. And I don't have to reset it, I just have to press the button again to keep sending it off and off. Ooh. Now if you notice, one of the properties we have is the water's clumping up, and this is what we want. We want the TNT is clumping up due to the water pushing it. We want this because we want to have all this power as close as we can to the strength, sending it off. Now, here's actually a cannon design that I did borrow from somebody else. I don't remember. But this is a design to have a good amount of power. You can have dispensers stacked like so, have them stacked too high and sort of a short U with redstone going over the top. because we have the slabs here and it going down and up, this will trigger all the dispensers at once. Here, I'll show. And now it has a power of 6. And the great thing is you can always test the power of a TNT cannon. All you need to do is just make sure you have water there. Now, you can't really test the strength until you know your power is good. So here, using a comparator clock like so, to get it up to here, I now have a strength of 4 every 0.1 second. So I'm going to hit this, then I'll hit this, and look. Do you see the destruction potential? So you can keep customizing them, mixing them up, do what you want with TNT cannons. And it's recommended that you just get a flat redstone ready world because sometimes they're not going to work and they're going to blow up. And it's best to test them on a world that you don't really care about, like this redstone world, which obviously I don't care too much about since I've blown up half the ground. And it just makes it a lot safer, because if you do this in the survival world and you blow up all your stuff, well, it's not going to be well. So one thing you might notice is for some of them, especially this one over here, these down here, I have blocks over the dispenser. This is what's called a barrel. Now, a barrel is not needed. It's kind of similar to a barrel of, well, sort of a gun. So let's remove the barrel, and let's send it off. Do you see how it went so high up? But how there is no land destruction? Don't worry, that's already there. How there's no land destruction? How it went really high? Well, you can put a barrel on top of it. And you can even extend it out a block or two if you want, like so. So now let's send it out. And timing. And if you notice, because it hit the top of the barrel, it went a lot more straight. Now, you won't be able to aim it downwards, but you could be kind of cheeky, I guess. I'm going to have to, this is brand new testing. I'm bringing this out a bit, but I guess you could drop it down if you like onto an enemy by doing something like so. I'm worried about this, but let's try it. Why not? For science! So yeah, you could do this if you really wanted to. Why you would do that, I don't know, but you can do that. But having a barrel will keep it kind of going more straight. And then, as you've been probably seeing throughout this entire thing, there's this beauty. This has a total power of 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a power of 40. And a strength of 4 per tick. So, and actually, hold on. Before I do this, I need to change this from a button to a lever. A lever is so much better. So, we're going to press the power button once. And yeah. And you see how far it gone. The destruction of it. The more power you have behind it, the farther it will launch it. And the more strength you have stacked, the more destruction it will cause. So let's try it again. Also, the later you send off your strength, the farther it will go, because it will have more distance to travel before the strength one explodes. So you have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have about 5 seconds before the strength TNT sets off. That's a good time to make it. So you hit 5, 1, 2, 3, and stop. And it went really far. I did get one lucky shot, and it went quite far. So sometimes, because it's TNT, it is a little bit random. And you can get some ridiculously... Oh, that's cool. You can get some ridiculous shots off of it. Now, this is kind of the average that it's getting, and that's still a lot of distance to travel. It's well over, I'd say, 100 blocks, maybe? Probably 50, 75, somewhere around there. So again, just find your own flat world, make your own redstone world, find a flat place, and make sure you have your cannons directed at an area that you don't mind it being destroyed. And also, you make sure you don't have it near anything that you won't mind also getting destroyed. Now, I do actually use a command to give myself a dispenser full of TNT that literally just says it's full of TNT. So I'm going to post the command to give yourself a command block and to give you this dispenser if you like it. It's going to be in the description below. But hopefully this tutorial is helpful for those who need to learn the basics of cannoning and some good designs, maybe. So I'm probably going to do a couple of the redstone describing the more properties of redstone and all that. So yeah, I figured to start off TNT. It's one of the more exciting ones. And always, thank you guys so much for watching, and comment down below what you'd like to see me do in other videos. Thank you very much.